Hello, so today we're going to be doing Sambhar Curry, which is my ultimate breakfast to have when we're in India. It's a gorgeous dal and chunky veg curry with some puffed fried breads, which is just lovely. It's a great vegan option. So although it's a traditional South Indian breakfast, it's perfect for any time of the day, to be honest with you. So we're going to show you how to make the breads and the curry. Alan's going to go through the spice base, I think, for the curry first. Is that right?
Yeah. Sambhar Dal is a real heady, full flavoured spice dal. I mean, it's got that real taste of India, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted. You can get much milder, much easier dals, but Sambhar is full-on South Indian dal. So what we're starting off with, we're going to make the Sambhar Masala. So we're going to basically dry roast all these spices, and we're going to grind it down to a nice powder.
Sorry, I should decided to press the button when I was in the middle of telling you about the spice mix, so we'll start again.
So yeah, as we said, the Sambhar Masala, or the spice blend, is the base and the bones to the curry. So simple mix, we've got a whole bunch of dried chillies there. I just normally leave, if there's any seeds left in the bottom, I just omit that. And then you can shake it away if you want to make it a little bit
Still
less
got a few
spicy.
seeds in there though.
Yeah,
so
for sure,
okay.
for
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
It's quite a spicy dal.
Yeah.
Coriander seeds, cumin seeds, black peppercorns, and then we got 3 dals. There's a Toor Dal, Chana Dal, and white Urid Dal, and then some Fenugreek Seeds.
And all these things are quite easy to get hold of, right? They're not off the wall crazy ingredients.
Yeah, for sure. And for example, with the dal, if you can only get the Toor Dal or the Chana Dal, or even red Masala Dal, it's possible
You can use any, yeah.
to go with that.
Fine.
So we're going to get it preheated oven, 180, and just 2 seconds.
Give Daddy 2 seconds.
Preheated oven, and then 180, and we're just going to whack it in there for about 7 minutes.
Yes. You must remember to wash your hands whenever you make this.
Please remember to wash your hands when you make this, please.
Very good. Well done. Good public service. Thanks, Fletch.
Okay, so the spice mix is roasting in the oven. We're going to make the dough for the puris now. Now there's different types of puris. This is the standard puris, whole wheat flour. We've got fine ground or fine semolina, table salt, and some veg oil.
So quite similar basis to the chapati mix that we did before, but with the semolina.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm just going to mix that in, and then while I'm doing that, if you can start cutting up the stuff for the sambar.
Yep.
So the basic veg, we've got the carrots, so large dice on the carrots.
Quite chunky.
Large pieces on the aubergine, and same with the tomato,
Yep.
and same with the half an onion with the red onion. Yeah?
You.
Okay, lovely.
Prepared. So when you say whole wheat flour, if you are in more of like an Indian supermarket where you're going to get all of these things, that's the chapati flour.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I mean we use Pillsbury, which is just a really good brand. Makes really nice soft chapatis and lovely for puris as well. And then with the puris, there's different types in India. In Calcutta, for example, they call them luchis. They use plain flour. They're actually fried in ghee. So now they're even more.
Dairy ghee.
Yeah, more
Right,
naughty.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
clarified butter.
That size for the aubergine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Lovely.
So all I'm going to do again with the dough, we're going to make a nice dough that comes together. Don't want it too soft, but enough for it to properly bind. And then we're just going to bring it all together. Okay, so we pulled this out of the oven, it's cooled down now. You see that lovely, almost deep aubergine colour on the fried chillies, nice and golden on everything else. And then we've got just a tablespoon of turmeric in that, and then we're just going to grind it all down in the Okay, so we've got a nice fine powder there, and that makes about 2 cups of Sambhar Masala. It's only actually 2 tablespoons for this recipe, so you've got more than enough there.
So you can store it in like an airtight container or something?
A kiln jar, and it'll store nicely at its best for about a month.
Okay, cool.
So we've got a nice saucepan here, and then to that we're just going to add some standard veg oil. As usual, the recipe is with the feed online. So we can start off with got some mustard seeds there crackling. We've got 1 dried chilli. We've got some curry leaf. Again, just crackle. Hear that crackle sound. Lovely. And then we're going to put the veg straight into that as well.
And this is all on quite a high heat.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you just add all, is it almost like you're browning up the vegetable at the beginning?
So I'm not browning it, but I'm cooking it. I'm getting it ready because the dal is ready.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's easier to cook the veg once it's in the dal. It takes a lot longer to cook it.
I see.
And we're going to build the flavour.
So how long has this dal been cooking for?
Yeah, that took about half an hour.
And that's in salted water or no salt?
No, I mean, for me, that's the key with all the dal. You start with your base of dal, water dal, and then you build the seasoning afterwards.
Okay. Smells ridiculous. Oh.
Okay, and if we get a couple of cups of water in here as well, please.
Doesn't matter what time you... One cup.
That's great. Okay.
Sometimes the chilli really catches the back of the throat, isn't it?
Excuse me. Okay, so you see now, got that nice sambar, sort of deep rich colour, and we're just going to cook the veg out. So the carrots are just before that. I mean,
It's still got a bit of bite.
Well, no, I don't want them crunchy. I think so, but just past that crunchiness, so they're cooked, but we've not got mush.
Yep.
So there's a lid on, and that's going to cook for about 5 minutes now. So where we're at, the carrots have cooked nicely, so they're just before cooked now. And then with the dal, all I've done is lightly blended it up, so it almost takes on a kind of a porridge consistency.
It's like a thick soup almost, it's like peas pudding. So did you use all the water that you had in the pan, like to get that, because you might have to add a little bit of water or take some of the water out, or what?
Yeah, I mean it was so it was just covered with the water that it was cooking in, but you want that water, so it's got that still got that dal taste. So I don't want to dilute it, and just pour it in.
Ah. You made this for me a few times. I had no idea you did that. Oh, yum. Okay, can I be doing anything
Yes,
for you?
so next stage then, we're going to add some tamarind pulp. So we're just going to add some water to the seeds. We just buy the blocks like we've shown you before, and then just dilute that with water, and then just strain out the seeds. Yep. So now we're just going to add we got the chopped tomatoes, the sambar. So we didn't add earlier because we don't want them completely broken down. We just want them nice and soft.
Okay, so then the tamarind's gone to this kind of texture, if you see what I mean, like that, yeah? And then we've added 2 tablespoons of that. And then you was just saying to me, any excess, a way to save it is just stick it in some ice cubes.
I think the best way, just do the whole block off, really mix it nicely with water, put it through a sieve, and then just into an ice cube tray and just freeze it into cubes.
Okay.
All right, so final stage now, we're just going to finish off with a little bit of tempering. We're going to do a tarka with curry leaf and hing, extra virgin coconut oil, about a tablespoon, and then there's about 10 curry leaves, and that's crackle there. Half a teaspoon of hing. You notice we added no ginger garlic to the sambar, and the hing will give it that real rounded, sort of deep flavour to it.
So if you can't get a hold of hing or asafoetida, would you want to add a little bit of garlic ginger to give it that element?
Yeah, definitely garlic. If you can't get the hing, then I'd toast off a bit of garlic in the early stage when you're doing the mustard seeds and chilies and everything.
Very good.
So the sambar, I think the key to finishing is even if you're following the recipe, taste at the end. Does it need a little bit more salt? Does it need a little bit more pepper? Is it spicy enough for you? Is it too thick? Do you need to add a little bit more? And try and get that confidence of, you will like it, get it to that stage. And then that's a lot of to do with seasoning with Indian cuisine. You're building up.
So building from the base.
Don't be afraid to just taste. Trust your own instinct. Like nice smooth dough, and all we're going to do is just roll it out, and then just a smaller, small size of those. That size.
You see that size on my hand.
And then the key is we get nice rounds with no cracks. So normally I kind of push it through.
Like that?
A hand like that, and then kind of twist it at the bottom.
Like that? No. Okay, yep. So it almost looks like a little bit of a mushroom shape to start off with. And then you bring it in, and then you roll it there. Okay. Ah, so there's no crack, okay. So it's a smooth top.
The thing is, that as they puff up, if you've got too many cracks in it, it will come through and cracks on the puri.
Oh, okay, so it makes sure the oil doesn't go inside and that's why it puffs up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we've rolled them all into balls. Now Dawn's gonna roll each out into disc, probably about a side plate saucer size, a nice and even round. And then we got the oil preheated. It's about 180 degrees.
How do you know it's 180? How do you check it? If you haven't got a thermometer.
I mean, drop a little bit of dough in, and it sort of comes up light golden brown.
Okay.
If it browns too quickly, it's too hot, so just turn it down a little bit. And if you've got the luxury of a little fryer, then obviously you can use the thermostat on that.
Oh, okay. So I've been advised by a chef to roll nice and slowly and even, where I have a habit of backwards forwards. So apparently I was being too brutal when we've done these in the past, so I'm learning to be more patient in my rolling technique. Is that better?
Yeah.
Thin enough or not a little bit thinner?
Yeah.
Bit thinner?
That's it.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, nice.
It's all in the rolling apparently, so if it doesn't puff up it'll be my fault.
Be careful, and so sort of napping or coating with a little bit of oil. If you pour on too quickly, sometimes it creates holes in there. You don't want any steam holes, and then you create all that steam on the inside, and that's how it puffs up lovely like that. And then just flip it over.
Awesome. There's your sambhar and amazing puris. Oh, that's... Oh. Can I just tuck in?
Yeah, go for it.
Another clip of Dawn just shoveling food into her face. Spoon, chef.
Thank you. That's steam
I'm so
coming out.
happy. I'm so happy
Tear
right
that
now.
puri off.
Oh, it's got a lovely kick to it. It's quite savoury, isn't it?
It's just got that real full-on spice. I mean, one of the
One of the what?
I think one of the things we always have normally in sambhar is called drumstick. Really long, almost bean-like looking
Yeah.
fibrous vegetable. And it's kind
We
of,
always have drumstick
it
when
is-
we do this in the restaurant, don't we?
I guess it is, you know, for us, it's not sambhar without drumstick.
No.
Almost like McDonald's without the pickle, no?
But we've not got drumstick today, and to be honest with you, I'm in absolute food heaven.
Well,
So yeah, cheers. Thank you.
pleasure.